In my previous life, I tried my best to dissuade my cousin from marrying a perverted rich second generation, and introduced him to a gentle, tall, rich and handsome man. As a result, he cheated on his wife and was disfigured, so he blamed me for everything. He thought that I broke up his relationship with the perverted rich second generation, which ruined his life. The next day he took a kitchen knife and hacked me to death in the street. When I opened my eyes again, I returned to the day when my cousin showed off his relationship with the pervert to his family. This time I chose to help them and let them be locked up for life. I watched my second aunt and second uncle-in-law's faces glowing, and their heads were about to be raised to the sky. That pride, the third aunt and other relatives were extremely envious. Zhuao's family is one of the richest in the country, the leader of the real estate industry, and their net worth is unknown. Now that my daughter has married a dragon son, the other party can give her a meal at will, which is something that ordinary people can't earn in their lifetime. Lu Sisi enjoys everyone's envious eyes and continues to show off proudly. The point is that Luo Hao is very good to me. He took me to buy a lot of clothes yesterday and gave me a villa. Here are the photos of the villa. Take a look. Amid the friendly smacking of tongues, Lu Qianqian's vanity reached its peak, and her attitude was about to take off. Don't think that she is a rich second generation and has a strong temper. She is very gentle and has excellent character. Sister, you and Luo Hao are classmates in elementary school and college. You should know something about his character. Everyone's eyes were on me, and I came back to my senses in a trance. When I asked him this in my previous life, I poured a bucket of cold water on him, told him the true face of Luo Hao's perversion, and tried my best to let him cut off contact quickly, otherwise it would be too late and he would not be able to get away and end up miserably. Luo Hao was violent in elementary school and was the bully in the school. He bullied his classmates for a long time and deliberately killed a vagrant. Because he was young, he was not sentenced or punished. Besides, the family had a lot of connections, so the matter was quickly suppressed. Only a few people knew about it. I happened to be one of the unfortunate people who witnessed Luo Hao killing people at that time, which cast a huge shadow on me when I was young. Later, I also accidentally learned that the reason why Luo Hao killed the homeless man was incredible and outrageous. He said that he killed him because it was fun and it wouldn't cause him any trouble anyway. Since then I transferred to another school. Until college, I was unfortunately assigned to the same class with Luo Hao. He didn't recognize me and wouldn't take the initiative to make any relationship with him. The reason why I knew Luo Hao for so many years, not only did he not restrain himself but his personality became more perverted, was that I accidentally learned that he abused cats, but it was not the kind of abuse that ordinary people imagined. Luo Hao rented a factory, caught hundreds or thousands of cats, got veterinary drugs, and watched them kill each other until the ground was covered with blood. When they were killed, he joined in naked and chopped with a knife. The reason why I know this is because the factory he rented is my boyfriend's home. When checking out, the other party arranged for someone to clean up the site, but the strange smell lingered. My boyfriend and I are in the same grade but different classes. After hearing what I said about Luo Hao, he was confused and went to see the hidden surveillance, and then vomited all over the place. My boyfriend also told me one thing. He also learned from his friends that Luo Hao was very perverted in matters between men and women. He played yacht parties and even caused an adult to have an abortion and die. Girlfriends are changed in batches. When I told these secrets, my second aunt and second uncle Lu Sisi looked extremely ugly. Later, I realized that it was just because I was afraid that Luo Hao's perversion would be bad for Lu Sisi. He was embarrassed in public. He was originally showing off to us that his ancestors were smoking, but the next second I was beaten from heaven to hell. Lu Sisi's face turned sunny, and the queen asked me in disbelief if I was jealous of him flying up the tree and becoming a phoenix, so I deliberately said that. At that time I didn't think much, just thinking about family affection, and explained to him earnestly because I was really afraid that he would fall into the fire pit. The second aunt and the second uncle also faced the reality under the persuasion of relatives. Let Lu Sisi break up with Luo Hao quickly, and book a plane ticket for him, fly away and hide, and come back after the storm is over. It's not a pie that falls from the sky, it's likely to be a discus. Not only can they not catch it, but they will also hit them with blood on their heads. After the incident, Lu Sisi found a person with a good family background and a down-to-earth person to marry, which is definitely marrying high, but who made him die and not manage his marriage well, eating the bowl and looking at the pot, and ended up doing so miserable, and still complained that it was me who broke him and Luo Hao up. Otherwise, your life would definitely be 10 times or even 100 times better than mine. I didn't listen to you at that time. I was with Luo Hao. I must be his true love, and I could make him change his bad habits and start a new life. And I would be a rich wife with a net worth of tens of billions. In the end, he got drunk and killed me and my husband in anger, and he himself was imprisoned. My second aunt and second uncle didn't reflect on themselves, and blamed others. After Lu Sisi was imprisoned, They came to scold my family and said that it was all my fault for talking too much at that time and not letting my daughter be with the rich second generation, which led to the tragedy later. They also asked my parents to pay millions of dollars in compensation. I see clearly that his life should be miserable. What can I persuade? Lu Sisi, this white-eyed wolf, deserves to be played to death by Luo Hao. Whether Haitian Xingyan treated him as a shared bicycle, or suffocated him with candles and whips, it has nothing to do with me. If I were to live my life over again, I would never be a cheapskate, and would never pour out my heart and soul to feed the wolves. Everyone was waiting for my answer. I smiled and said, I really don't know what kind of person Luo Hao is. He usually goes to the library or goes out to travel. He doesn't have much contact with classmates. But when you are dating, you know the ups and downs yourself. If you say he is good, then he is good. My second aunt's family of 3 was quite satisfied with my answer. I seemed to hear my second uncle mutter in a low voice. The nerd is 25 or 26 years old, but he can't even get a partner. I rolled my eyes, too lazy to say anything more. My husband in my previous life, my boyfriend now, is currently in a critical period of starting a business. We have met each other's parents, but we just didn't tell anyone else. We will get married and get the marriage certificate at a suitable time. I said to myself, you should worry about yourselves. I'll just wait and see if you can live a good life. What was it like? In this family banquet, my second aunt's family became the protagonists. When they clinked glasses and drank with everyone, they all had a sense of alms. My second uncle-in-law glanced at everyone, just waiting for others to envy him and satisfy his vanity. He boasted all kinds of things when drinking and annoyed everyone. Other relatives tried to persuade him that my second uncle-in-law was still a nobody and had just started dating someone, so he was a little too proud. My second uncle-in-law got drunk and became arrogant. He cursed them for being jealous and cursing themselves, and finally they parted unhappily. I watched their family quietly without saying anything. After a few days, I saw Lu Sisi posting on WeChat Moments. She was wearing a Lolita outfit, but not a serious one. She looked very coquettish. In the corner, there was a small whip and a candle collar that were not fully photographed. He took the photos on purpose to create a very pure and lustful feeling. I guess he was very satisfied with this photo. In fact, in my opinion, is this a dog? Maybe Lu Sisi didn't notice it herself, but I saw a circle of strangulation marks on his neck. I got goosebumps all over my body and took a breath of cold air. This Luo Hao is quite perverted. He is playing suffocation. I don't know how excessive they are playing, but it is obviously not simple. Luo Hao is most likely releasing his tyranny bit by bit. Don't think that Lu Sisi will get any benefits after enduring these tyrannies. Some people will give some money as compensation after playing with other people's feelings, but Luo Hao is not like that. In his eyes, the dog he played with can be thrown away casually. Lu Sisi later sent me a message specifically to show off to me that Luo Hao really understands romance. It is exciting and happy to fall in love with him. This person completely satisfies my fantasy of my future husband. You don't know how happy I am now. I rolled my eyes and replied casually, congratulations. It's better than anything else that you two live a good life. This whip must have made you scream, and you are still proud of it. I'll just watch quietly when this leather is played to death. Some details don't send emoticons. It seems so stiff. Are you congratulating on the surface, but actually envious? I'm gritting my teeth with envy. From childhood to adulthood, you have been the pride of our family. You are good-looking, good academic performance. Everyone is proud of you. Today I finally get to be proud. I speechlessly replied him with emoticons. Lu Sisi, haha sister, you are really envious. I will only send emoticons this time. Not type I really want to kick him. What kind of brain circuit is this? Lu Sisi continued to show off to me, sister. I know Luo Hao has dated many people before. He has dozens of girlfriends, but they are just for fun. I am his only true love. It is most precious for a prodigal son to return. I remembered that I persuaded him earnestly in my previous life. Don't believe that you can influence the scumbag. You are just an ordinary person. Why do you think you are his destined girl? Only by staying away from the scumbag can you protect yourself. But there are some people who can't tell who is good to him or bad. You want him not to leave, but the other party thinks you are harming him. Anyway, he will rush to harm the person who really wants to harm him. To put it bluntly, it's a cheap bone and a cheap life. I set the message do not disturb, hung up the phone and continued to work. The office door was suddenly pushed open, and my boyfriend came in with an anxious look. When he saw me, he grabbed my hand and asked, Xiaojin, I didn't let your cousin break up with her boyfriend Luo Hao. You must not stop him. I stared at him in astonishment with eyes wide open, pulled him to a place where there was no one and whispered to him, husband, you are reborn too. The other party's expression was obviously very surprised. Wife, you are reborn too. We hugged each other excitedly. In this life, we will never meddle in other people's business and just live our own lives. If you are reborn, then I will be relieved. After a while of lingering, I said that your project is at a critical juncture now. You should go back and don't delay the marriage. There is no rush for us to die. He reluctantly finished the meal with me and hurried back. The project was indeed urgent. After a few days, my second aunt suddenly called me and hesitantly invited me to meet to talk about something. I could probably guess that they found something wrong with Lu Sisi and probably wanted to come to me for advice, but this has nothing to do with me. What's the relationship? I asked him to say on the phone that I'm very busy and can't leave. Second aunt listened to my firmness and hesitated for a moment before she told him that she found that Lu Sisi's body was covered with red marks from the whip, a bruise on her neck, and a wound at the corner of her mouth. She walked awkwardly and gasped as if in pain from time to time. I asked Lu Sisi what happened, but he didn't say anything. After thinking about it, second aunt and the others guessed that Luo Hao had beaten him. They asked me if Luo Hao was a sadist and if I could help persuade him. I said casually, second aunt, I really don't understand Luohao's character. We haven't had much contact with him, and we are not in the same circle. I still say that life depends on both parties and outsiders can't control it. They know their own feelings. Maybe this is the test of their love. Second aunt sighed. If it doesn't work, let them break up. This young master from a rich family, we ordinary people really can't grasp it. The second uncle slammed the table and said angrily, no, they must be together. The second uncle is not restrained in the situation. He has been fired by the company and is waiting to get rich at home every day. He has boasted so much that he has fallen out with his relatives. If he doesn't succeed in the end, he will become a laughingstock and can't raise his head. Moreover, he is unwilling to give up this opportunity to reach the sky in one step. He has been mediocre for most of his life. He must grasp it. Only those who endure hardships can become the best. This must be a test of Cece's loyalty. As long as she can get through it, she will be able to fly to the branch and become a phoenix. The second aunt has no ideas of her own. She agreed with him. It makes sense. Children and grandchildren have their own blessings. Let's ignore it for the time being. Looking at the clothes hanger that is obsessed with this, I am speechless. I agreed with him a few words and hung up the phone. In this life, I will never agree with these three views. Any involvement with those weird clothes hangers will bring trouble. As for revenge, I just thought about it and threw it out of my mind. With the knowledge of the future information in the previous life, I will definitely live a happier life in this life. Taking revenge may cause trouble for myself. Luohao will take revenge on them for me. I just need to watch quietly. Sure enough, I soon got the news that my second uncle-in-law was hospitalized with 3 broken ribs. My second aunt called me crying and asked me to help him find someone to seek justice. I made a cup of tea and sat on the lounge chair on the balcony to bask in the sun. I would eat melons if I had them. It turned out that on that day, when my second aunt found that Lu Cece was beaten black and blue, she advised him that he could not stand the separation. When she was fighting, Lu Cece scolded his mother instead. His mother said that she was living a good life and asked him not to meddle in other people's business and just wait for the benefits in the future. Luohao also gave him a villa. Lu Cece was planning to move out and never go home again. Later, because the second uncle-in-law always boasted to others that his daughter had a villa, others provoked him by saying, they've seen the villa in photos. Have you been there? Are you allowed in? The second uncle-in-law, who was drunk, was provoked and dragged his friends to Lu Cece's villa to act arrogantly. However, the security guard at the door would not let him in and drove him away rudely. He took out the posture of the owner of the house to teach the security guard a lesson, saying that it was just a watchdog, but he dared to show his teeth to the owner. Believe it or not, I will let you go in a minute. Luohao was training his dog in the villa and was disturbed outside. He came out in displeasure. Hearing that it was his dog's father who came and asked him how he dared to be so arrogant, he directly broke the second uncle-in-law's ribs with one kick and slapped Lu Cece hard in front of everyone. This bastard woman, recognize your own status. In fact, that villa is Luohao's dog training place, not bought for Lu Qianqian at all. He is just self-indulgent in thinking so. Lu Qianqian refused to give up her dream of turning over. She was still unaware of the other party's obvious attitude. She lay on the ground and hugged Luohao's legs, begging him not to abandon herself. She also declared that she would sever the parental relationship with her second aunt and uncle. My second aunt was crying loudly on the phone, asking me to think of a way quickly and persuade Lu Qianqian not to have that daydream and break up with Luohao quickly, otherwise I am afraid of what bad consequences will happen in the future, and don't lose her life again. My second aunt was crying. Xiaoji, don't you know that after the bully beat us up, he arranged someone to come and warn us not to talk nonsense? Otherwise we would be careful of our lives. I don't think he was threatening. That man looked like killers. They are so powerful that they can cover the sky with one hand. How can we ordinary people get rid of them? Miss, you should quickly arrange a job for your good sister, and introduce her to a person with a good family background, who is almost qualified to have a net worth of tens of millions. Don't let her go into the quagmire like this. I sipped my tea and was too lazy to even complain. What good things were I thinking? But in the last life I really treated him as an enemy and revealed Luohao's true face, forcing them to break up. After that, my second aunt also asked me to introduce a job to Lu Qianqian. Another meaning was that I broke up her and her boyfriend, and she lost the chance to become a phoenix. I had to take care of her. After being scolded by them, I felt a little guilty in my heart. In fact, I was also angry, but we didn't tear our faces apart at that time, so I endured it. Seeing Lu Qianqian's aggrieved look, I was really obsessed. I asked our leader to arrange a temporary job for him. Although it was a temporary job, the treatment in our unit was very good and the entry threshold was very high. Even graduate students found it difficult to get in. Perhaps it was all because he was a temporary worker. Lu Cece, a technical secondary school student with no knowledge and only good looks, I forced him to get in through my connections, which made some people in our unit complain about me. Lu Cece also made several mistakes, and I cleaned up their messes for him, which had a significant impact on my connections. He also attracted hatred and acted arrogantly and high profile. When he got into trouble in the unit, he always said that my sister was some kind of leader and had strong connections with students. If you have the guts, go get me. That arrogant attitude gave me a headache and brought me a lot of trouble. I went to find my second aunt, and my second uncle-in-law, and the others said that they should take care of Lu Cece. They are all very powerful in the unit. Unlike at home, where he could not be tolerated, my second aunt came to criticize me. Lu Cece replied that I had told them that it was others who bullied her. He also said that I saw others bullying my sister and sided with outsiders, not with my family at all. I could only swallow my anger and was troubled by it. I also tried to introduce him to a girl, but Lu Cece didn't like her. But one time when we were having a meal, one of my junior classmates from a relatively wealthy family fell in love with her. Although she didn't have tens of millions, she had millions including real estate, which was more than enough for Lu Cece. As a result, the following things happened. I must never hurt anyone again because of this. Wang Onfu said that my second aunt Cece has always been a very lively and smart person who knows how to deal with people since she was a child. She is a smart person and must have her own ideas for doing this. Maybe she is just enduring humiliation now. Wait, after marrying Luo Hao in the future, she will be able to make a lot of money and make up for all the grievances she has suffered now. We have all witnessed how much you have doted on her since she was a child. Cece said that she severed the relationship between you and her parents. It must be for acting. When my second uncle heard my explanation, he smiled and laughed. Yes, it must be like this. A little impatience will ruin a big plan. For my daughter like me, I am a ruthless person who can achieve great things. I understand her and fully support her. I continued, second aunt, if you don't believe it, just call Cece and ask her if she is acting. Second aunt really called and soon got a positive answer. The previous miserable mood was immediately replaced by a condescending attitude. She said to me proudly, Xiaojin, you are so smart, my daughter thinks so. Wait, at most in half a year. We are rich now, so I will marry him first and then divorce him and divide tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of properties. Then I will travel abroad and share with you the good attractions I visited. I said a few perfunctorily and hung up the phone. Lu Cece is an extremely selfish person. He wants to sever ties with his parents. In order to please Luo Hao, his parents called him and made up excuses for him. Lu Cece is not a fool. Why not deceive his family and leave a way out for himself? Maybe others have laughed at my second uncle more, so he shamelessly posted a circle of friends. Today you are indifferent to me and ridicule me in various ways, but tomorrow I will be out of your reach. You snobs just wait for me. When I saw it, I smiled without saying a word and laughed it off. Wait and see what you can wait for. And Lu Cece's circle of friends shares her life as a rich lady every day. She changes into all kinds of seductive clothes on yachts, on beaches, and in luxury bars. I felt a chill because yachts are the hardest hit areas for parties, and I found that she couldn't smile more and more every day, and the makeup on her face was getting heavier and heavier. It was obvious that she was trying to cover up something. Needless to say, it must be a sign of abuse. After a few months, he suddenly called me and first boasted to me how good Luo Hao was to him. He hesitated and wanted to borrow money from me, saying, Sister, please lend me 100,000 yuan this time. It's considered an early investment. When I have money, I will return you double the amount. What do you think? I still miss you. Okay, I won't give this opportunity to others. I said, why Luo Hao treats you well and has some money? Why don't he give it to you? Lu Cece said with a stiff upper lip. Luo Hao likes independent women. He cares for me more spiritually, but I think it's physical torture. As he spoke, he couldn't hold it back anymore and burst into tears. Sister, please save me. I'm pregnant and it may not be Luo Hao's. What do you think I am now? What should I do? I felt a chill all over my body. I didn't ask any more questions. If we play in that circle, even if Lu Cece wants to protect herself, she may not have him. Can you lend me some money? Or accompany me to have an abortion? It's still early now, it won't affect anything. It will definitely not affect Luo Hao's experience. He seems to have a mental problem. He analyzed that Luo Hao's attitude towards him has been getting worse and worse recently. It must be because he is tired of playing. In addition to having an abortion, he also wants to spend money on a genital plastic surgery and pierce rings. It's a mess. Lu Cece must have been suppressed for a long time. Now she opened her mouth, overturned the glorious image she had set up in front of me before, and vented it out. Sister, only you can save me now. The other relatives in our family are crazy with poverty, without any humanity, cold-blooded and heartless. I borrowed money from them and they hung up the phone directly. I said, why don't you ask your second aunt and second uncle for money? As long as you say it, you will immediately fly up to the tree and become a phoenix. They will definitely support you. Lu Cece began to hesitate again. Find something will Hui Yi zhi to English. He was trying to fool me with all sorts of excuses. I could tell as soon as I heard them. Since he didn't want to talk, forget it and hang up. Lu Cece saw that he couldn't be fooled, so he could only tell me the truth. A while ago, he had fooled his family and asked them to transfer his only 100,000 yuan in savings to him. He bought a watch for Luo Hao and gave it to him. As you can imagine, the dog-licking behavior could move anyone. He could only move himself. How could Luo Hao not want the money that was delivered to his door? I accepted the story. When he went to play with her that day, he beat and abused Lu Cece again. Lu Cece, this brainless guy, also told me that he abused me so pervertedly. It must be because he loved me so deeply. Sister, he will definitely marry me in a few months. Please lend me money. I was speechless. Lu Cece is not a love-brained person. This is pure brain deadness. He fantasizes about getting rich overnight. He regards the trap given by others as a rope, holding on tightly and refusing to let go. Step by step, he is dragged into the quagmire of complete destruction, trapped in despair with no way out. Of course, it is also possible that Luo Hao and Lu Cece are really a perfect match. One is a tyrannical person with a perverted love sadism, a mean person at heart. He likes being beaten. The more he is beaten, the more excited he is. On the contrary, if it is someone else who lives with him, he still can't stand it, and thinks that he is boring and plays cheating and knows the truth and is done eating melons. I said I will not lend you money and let you do things that hurt yourself. Abortion is too harmful to the body. You should also reflect on yourself. Why does Luo Hao have this attitude towards you? I told him all kinds of big truths anyway, it didn't solve any problems. Lu Cece was furious when he heard it, and hung up the phone directly. He also complained about us in the circle of friends, saying that this family has no human touch and only knows how to suck blood. I was puzzled when I saw it who sucked his blood, and when I got the news from Lu Cece, my husband and I were already married, and the company he started was famous. When it was on the hot search on the news, under the hot search was a message about a naked woman pretending to be a dog on the subway. I clicked on it and saw that it was not censored. It was Lu Cece's face. He stripped himself in the subway car with a hanging around his neck. She was wearing a dog chain, crawling forward on the ground, with an extremely numb expression on her face. Her bulging belly showed that she had been pregnant for several months and might be about to give birth. I opened the comment section and saw that everyone was cursing. I heard that this was the master's task and we had become a part of their play. This world is crazy. Some sisters also felt sorry for Lu Xi and called the police for him. But what was the use? I silently closed the comment section. It was just what he deserved. Soon the message was deleted. It was not until this time that my second aunt and uncle-in-law's dream of revenge was completely shattered. They called me again and begged me to save their Lu Cece. Xiaojin, please save your sister. He is now possessed by a ghost. When we went to find him, he completely disowned us. He also had your second uncle-in-law's beautiful and completely broken ribs. He completely cut off all ties with us. It seemed that his mental state was not good either. He laughed crazily and told us that he would kill anyone who prevented him from becoming a rich wife. And in front of us he twisted the head of his cat off. It was very bloody. You should quickly send him to a mental hospital for treatment, and then after the child is born, find a good family to take over for him, and then take him to another city to live a good life. You are his sister, you have to be responsible for him. In my previous life I was a real saint thinking about him, but what was the result in the end? How could I possibly intervene? And in order to prevent them from coming to the unit to find me, I was transferred to an overseas position a long time ago, and I need to work for 3 years before returning. My parents' side has also traveled around the world early. No matter what, I casually said okay, I will arrange someone to try, but you have seen Lu Cece's current state. The second uncle-in-law was furious and said no, you must save her. You are her sister. You have this responsibility. If you don't save her, I will make you pay for it. Lu Cece must come back, marry a rich man and give me pension money. Since we have already torn our faces, I might as well hang up the phone and block him. Anyway, I am abroad now, and they certainly don't have the ability to come find me. When I finish my further studies and return to China in 3 years, they will probably have no idea what to do. By the way, I also heard from relatives that my second uncle-in-law is addicted to drugs and has lost his house and other assets. He is so crazy to want to suck blood, and it is because of this. I don't know how long he can be safe and sound. 1 month later, my husband and I were taking a walk in the park. His colleague sent a video link and asked if this is your wife's disappointing sister. It has been popular on the internet with millions of likes. When I clicked on the video, there was a scene of a woman drinking urine like a dog. Someone asked him to smell stinky leather shoes, lick his feet, and make a particularly enjoyable gesture. My scalp numbed after taking a look, so I stopped watching it. Listening to the voices of the people inside, it should be in Myanmar. I guess it's not that Luo Hao was tired of playing, so he sold it there. Or this woman was looking for some big brother again and was deceived. Just thinking about the past, my husband and I, the idea is very consistent. Don't let such garbage people occupy our memory and affect our mood. Lu Cece's video has become popular on the foreign internet. People in China don't seem to know. That day, my second uncle-in-law arrogantly asked other relatives to tell me that things may change over time. He asked me not to be arrogant. Their family remembered me and watched me die without helping. Now Lu Cece called them and asked them to go abroad to make a fortune. When they are worth hundreds of millions, it will be the time to come back and slap me in the face. Cece has a way out in Myanmar, right? Later I heard that my second uncle-in-law and second aunt called home at the beginning and said that they were living very well over there, and would not exchange them for a king. They asked other relatives to go and make a fortune over there. Everyone else in the family is living well. Although some are not particularly rich, they can live well and do not need to go abroad. My second uncle-in-law's family made many calls, but they stopped calling when they saw no results. Later I could no longer contact them. I guess they have gone to heaven to live a good life. The full text is over.